Delighted to be joined now by Harry's biographer, also the biographer for Camilla, the Queen, Angela Levin. I mean, Angela, where does Harry get off? It's going to be a whole lot more toxic than the Platinum Jubilee, right? Because at the Platinum Jubilee, he hadn't published his vile autobiography, Spare, and they hadn't released the vile Netflix reality series. So it's going to be more toxic, mate. You've got to deal with that. There's consequences to your actions, right, Angela?
I think the problem is that he still thinks he's very grand and the world works around him. And Meghan, interestingly enough, people found extract from her TIG, diary that she kept before she met Harry. And she said she wants to be a royal rebel. And she wants to be not like Kate. She wants to be strong princess. And to me, that sounds like someone who came here determined to mess things up. And she's still helping to mess things up now because it's polite. You get an invitation to something like that hasn't occurred for 70 years and it's your father and it's going to be absolutely stunning. You reply. So they're just holding back to show that they're important and they mean something. And they get everybody into ditches. Are they coming? Aren't they coming? Because if they're not here, we'll put this person there. I think it's just spiteful naughtiness myself.
Well, it is. And look, I've said for some time this is emotional blackmail. It's actually very cruel because Charles himself doesn't claim to be the perfect father. But actually, when you read Spare and when you look closely at the situation, he did a pretty good job in almost impossible situations. He, of course, was very accepting when Meghan ditched her own family and asked him at the last minute to walk her down the aisle at her wedding, yet they want to cause him ultimate stress before the biggest day of his life. I mean, I could never imagine treating my father in that way. I think it really does say something about their character, Angela.
Yes, it does, absolutely. There's no such thing as a perfect parent anyway, father or mother. You know, we're all vulnerable humans. And Harry is a vulnerable human. He accepts that about himself, but not for his father or anybody else who he wants to say rude things about. They've got to do absolutely what he feels right. And I think he still thinks he's running the whole show. He knows better than anybody else. He says he can fix the royal family because it's so outdated. Nobody would like to come near the royal family, frankly. But I think his cruelty to his father knows no bounds, actually. And if he comes out with another book with another 400 pages of moaning and secrets of his invading his privacy, I think it just is too shocking for words. I would like them to say you can't come because of the way you've been.
That's the thing. I think Charles needed to be stronger on this, Angela. I think Charles needed to be stronger on this. I really do. Because, unfortunately, he's handed them the power. They now know they've got the power and they're loving it. Because that's what they get off on. They love causing trouble and they love causing pain for their relatives. I mean, personally, I find it utterly vulgar and vile, but it is what they love to do. And unfortunately, Charles has given them that power by making it very clear through these briefings that he wants them at the coronation. But look, I want to ask quickly, Angela, about this huge news today regarding Nicola Sturgeon. Do you think this is a departure that the royal family won't exactly be upset about? Because I know they can't say anything publicly, but she posed a huge threat to the union, and we know how important the union is to the monarchy.
Yes, I think they'll be relieved, actually, because there's enough nastiness going on at the moment. Not just her, but there's a lot of stress for them, getting everything right and who's coming and Andrew and Harry and all that. And they also love Scotland. I mean, they have a home in Birk Hall at Scotland near Balmoral, and that's where they go whenever they can. They think that is their marital home. They went back as soon as they could after the Queen's funeral to sort of come together a bit and recover. But they've done loads of engagements in Scotland. Prince King Charles is actually thinking of giving Balmoral to the Scottish people. I mean, they will make lots of gestures, and they do really care about it. And I think that it's a big relief for them, actually, because it would be messing things up yet again.
Our top royal biographer, Angela Levin. Thank you, Angela. We will speak next week. But coming up, as